Alright, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about Discipline Priest healing. I'm going to go over the build a little bit, glyphs, and maybe a little bit of gameplay, just to show, kind of the rotation you need to use mostly. So let's get right into it here with the build. So, you're going Discipline Priest. You want twin disciplines, 5 out of 5, increases damage and healing of instant spells by 5%. Improved power word fortitude, 2 out of 2, of course, that's going to make your fortitude buff stronger. Silent resolve, 3 out of 3, reduces your threat generated by your healing spells. Inner focus, this is a really good cooldown. Reduces mana cost by 100% and increases its critical effect chance by 25%. It's pretty good oh shit cooldown when you're running low on mana. 3 out of 3 meditation, 50% of your mana regeneration continues while casting. Improved power word shield. Increases damage absorbed by your power word shield by 15%. This is huge because as a disciplined priest, most of your healing will be preventative healing, where you're pre-shielding people. 3 out of 3 mental agility, reduces the mana cost of your instant cast spells by 10%, like penance, power word shield, really good talent. Soul Warding reduces the cooldown of your power word shield ability by 4 seconds and reduces mana cost of your power word shield by 15%. Basically what that means is you have no cooldown on your power word shield. And the reduced mana cost is really nice as well. 5 out of 5 mental strength, increases your total intellect by 15%, increasing your mana pool. It's a no-brainer. 3 out of 3 enlightenment, total spirit and haste by 6%. Focus power, 2 out of 2, increases damage and healing done by your spells by 4%. And the reduced cast time of Mass Dispel is also really nice. With this talent, your Mass Dispel is, half a second cast. So that's really nice. Power Infusion. This is a really good cooldown, either to use on yourself or on a caster DPS in your group. Just pretty good overall. Focus Will, 3 out of 3, increases your spell critical effect chance by 3%, and I'll talk about why we want to get crits in a minute. This also gives you that Focused Will effect, which, whatever, is fine. Improved Flash Heal, 3 out of 3. This is one of your most used spells anyways. Reduces the mana cost of Flash Heal by 15% and increases the critical effect chance for targets at or below 50% health. So that's a good, when someone's getting close to dying, that helps a lot. So 2 out of 2 Renewed Hope, increases the critical effect chance of your Flash Heal, Greater Heal, and Penance Heal spells by 4%. Penance being the most useful out of those, that'll be the one you use the most often. 3 out of 3 on Rapture. So whenever your power word shield is absorbed, whenever it's absorbed all the damage it can and it's gone, you have you get energized with 2% mana, 8 rage, 16 energy, or 32 runic power for whoever you put the shield on. Aspiration, 2 out of 2, reduce the cooldown of your inner focus, power infusion, pain suppression, and penance spells by 20%. 1 out of 1 pain suppression. This is if you know like there's an enrage coming or something, you can put this on the tank. You do have to be careful of the reducing friendly targets threat by 5%, but most of the time that's not a problem. Divine Aegis, 3 out of 3. Critical heals create a protective shield on the target, absorbing 30% of the amount healed. And this is where we were talking about why Discipline Priests want crit, because if wow, none of that crit. This is a fresh 80, so my crit is pretty low. Oh, wow, I really can't get a crit. There we go. I got one of the ticks of penance. Got a crit there, so that'll be like a secondary bubble. Just more damage prevented. Alright, after that, 2 out of 2 Grace. Your Flash Heal, Greater Heal, and Penance spells have a 100% chance to bless the target with Grace, increasing all healing received from the priest by 3%. And it stacks up to 3 times. So you'll have a 9% increased healing effect on your main targets usually. Borrowed Time grants 25% spell haste for your next spell after casting Power Word Shield, and increases the amount absorbed by your Power Word Shield equal to 40% of your spell power. So you're getting another buff to your Power Word Shield, as well as a really nice haste buff after you cast shield. So you cast your shield, and then then your next spells will cast faster. And then Penance. This is one of the best healing spells you're going to have as a Discipline Priest. You should be using this pretty much on cooldown unless nobody's taking damage. Alright, then we go over to the Holy Tree, and we're taking Healing Focus, so we don't have the pushback from damage, 2 out of 2. Improved Renew, 3 out of 3, because Renew is one of your most used heals as well. Divine Fury, 5 out of 5, is going to reduce the cast time of your Smite, Holy Fire, Heal, Greater Heal by half a second. And then I usually pick up Desperate Prayer as just, you know, for when I've got aggro for whatever reason and I need to heal myself. This is a really good cooldown to use for those times. 730 mana to heal 4600 instantly. It's pretty nice. And then last talent, 3 out of 3 Inspiration. Reduces your target's physical damage taken by 10% for 15 seconds after getting a critical effect from your Flash Heal. Heal, Greater Heal, Binding Heal, Penance, Prayer Mending, Prayer blah blah blah, all your healing. You get a crit and it reduces their damage taken by 10%. So that's always a good talent to have. Now there's probably other builds that you can use for a Discipline Priest. This is just the one that I recommend and the one that I use. But, you know, do what you want to do in the end, right? As far as glyphs go, and I have not even put my third glyph in. You want Glyph of Power Word Shield. Your Power Word Shield also heals the target for 20% of the absorption amount. Glyph of Penance reduces the cooldown of Penance by 2 seconds. And then minor glyphs, Glyph of Levitate is the one I usually use. It's just for fun. Alright, and then for your third glyph, you're going to want Glyph of Flash Heal. And that's what I should have already done, but like I said, this character is basically fresh 80, so I haven't even gotten around to that. Alright, And I'm going to put in a little gameplay on Heroic Violet Hold that I've already run and give you an example of, you know, the spells I use and just basically the last boss fight on Violet Hold. And let y'all see it in action a little bit. If you like this video, be sure to leave me a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz. And I'll see you next time.
A valiant defense, but this city must be razed. I will fulfill Malagos's wishes myself. We finish this now, champions of the Kirin Tor.